Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Ben the Bold. You, of course, are probably still you. And I would like to introduce you to Rome. Rome, the grand city. Rome, the eternal city. Rome, the civilized city? Its civilization level right now is only 51. Whereas I would like to introduce you to Venta, home of the Iceni people, with a civilization value of 57. That's right. Welcome back to the Iceni campaign where our capital is now officially a more civilized, refined place than that of Rome, the eternal city, the glorious city. However, it doesn't seem that our art style has quite caught up with it. We seem to still be living in our round huts that the ancient Britons lived on at the time, but we do have a nice little hill fort here. Very nice. Just wanted to give you all an update. It looks like Icenia is one of the most civilized countries in the world, and so good for them. Let's check out Pella real quick. How is Pella? Pella is 56, so we are just as, actually a little bit more civilized than even Pella, one of the great cities of Macedon. What about Carthage? Real fast. How's Carthage looking? Carthage, we are significantly, almost 8 points. 8 civilization value higher than Carthage. Some of the grandest cities in the world do not compare to Venta up in the northern reaches of Europe in Icenia. Anyway, in the last episode, I'm sure many of you will remember the epic war we fought between the Dabunians, the Cantesians, and the Durotrians. It has resulted in us taking over the entirety of southern Britain, with the exception, unfortunately, of one little province. For those of you who may not have watched the last episode, right before I clicked the peace button, it seemed like the Dabunians captured one of their cities back, and therefore, when I hit the peace button, their last city, I didn't completely annex, but their last city actually went to them. So, I will go ahead and unpause the game. The Dabunian armies will probably start marching back to their one little province. I will take that again when my truce timer runs out, which is unfortunately going to be in, 15 years. Alright, so, I have a scandal in court. Unfortunately, it's just part of the day. I don't really like him. He doesn't really like me. His loyalty is down around 44%, but he is a marshal. He is also, the royal tutor? What job is the royal tutor? Show offices. Royal tutor. Okay, so he makes the sacrifices to the gods cheaper. That's okay. I don't really use that button much at the current moment anyway. So he could lose his position in court as well as lose some prominence. I want this nice low loyalty character to lose a little bit of prominence. He's up there right around 75%, so I'm happy with that. Or his wife. Yeah, I'm just going to go with this one. Boom. I now need to find a new royal tutor. I'm not going to hire Akko back. He wouldn't like that anyway. Instead, you, Elysia, are actually a better character. You're better and more loyal and less prominent. I'm all for it. Let's see. Oh, I can finally, and I have a feeling I'm going to be exporting my own resources into my capital, but that's okay. Let's take a look. What do I need? I could use an extra grain surplus. More grain means more food. If I get a surplus of grain, what happens? I would get +5 food in the region, plus 10% manpower, 10% national manpower, manpower for this region, because it is my capital region. That one looks good. Cohort recruit speed's fine. Wood, I can build bigger boats. I believe I already have wood in the capital, though. Yes, and I already have the surplus in the capital. Ooh, I could build horses. That would be good. Local tribesman output I'm not interested in. I want all my tribesmen gone. I actually have way too many tribesmen in the region. I want them to all convert. Anything that helps conversion speed? No. Alright, so I think because I can import a couple things, I'm going to import grain because I would like the capital surplus. I'm also going to go ahead and import... I'm going to go ahead and import wild game, just because that will help the tribesmen become more efficient. I do have several tribesmen, even though I am trying to promote out of them, or depromote them, if you will. And I will also bring in horses, just so I can build some cavalry there. Looks good. Gonna keep the game rolling. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait a little while before we are able to retake this. I unfortunately have, what, a truce for about 15 years. Yeah, so in 525 I can declare war again. That's really unfortunate. I was really excited to hit the button to unite Britannia on my way to eventually uniting Albion, but it appears that that is not going to happen, at least not for the next 15 years. But boy, as soon as that truce timer is done, I will be attacking them. In the meantime, I do plan on expanding up north. Do I have a claim to fabricate here? I will go ahead and do that. Go ahead and accept some trade offers. All for accepting trade offers. I also want this culture to become more and more Iceni. I want to push some Iceni, especially into Valinate. Sure. Because that will hopefully... Because once I get enough populations, I will start to colonize in the north, taking more of Scotland, eventually uniting all of the land. Alright, so it seems like they have... Some industrious folk have excelled themselves, contributing their own personal funds. We hope this attitude can be mirrored. So I can either just get a wonderful, I can lose 5 popularity. Am I currently 0 popularity? No. Loses 5 popularity. My popularity is very high. Current 0. And get 4,000 manpower. That would be helpful considering I have 415 manpower right now. Or I could lose 10. I'm going to go ahead and just grab the extra popularity, and it looks like I didn't actually get the manpower. I wonder if I was actually talking about someone else, not my king. Interesting. I am going to start moving some armies around so that they don't take any more attrition. You are going to go to Londinium. You two are both going to come to Venta. You can stay put. You can stay put because I'm going to use you to attack up north. Perfect. Now I will be regaining 416 manpower per month. That is going to be on par with some of the bigger countries of the time. My manpower should recover very quickly. I wonder how much like Rome's manpower is going up per month. Theirs is going up 638 per month, so theirs is still vastly outdoing mine. And they have just huge amounts of manpower to burn through with 156 manpower. That certainly beats my 419 little British tribesmen ready to go to war for their king and country. It is for king and country because I have formed the kingdom of Icenia now. Very close to forming the kingdom of Britannia. Unfortunately, I just need the one Dabunian settlement. I almost am willing just to go ahead and declare that war. What would happen? I would lose 50 stability. Well, never mind. Don't want that to happen. That would be the end. Take 25 aggressive expansion. No, my aggressive expansion is already plenty high. I'm going to let that go ahead and just tick down as fast as possible. And when the truce is up, I will declare war on the Dabunians again. I'm going to go ahead and just increase my output. I have some political influence to burn, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's take a look at how fast today's episode is mostly going to be about the internal management of the country. So let's just go ahead and take a look at a few things. I like the governor policy social mobility. It increases the pop promotion speed. That is something I want, especially as I have lots of tribesmen currently, or more tribesmen than I want to have in the region. Yeah, most of these settlements are just going to be predominantly, well, there are going to be a lot of tribesmen in most of these settlements, it seems. So I want them to go ahead and promote out, or really depromote. In fact, does social mobility... It does pop promotion speed. Does it increase pop demotion speed? Are those two different values? Because here it's like plus 32.75 per month, but here it's only 0.89. So it doesn't seem like it increases my demotion speed all that quickly. So I might think about, is this my horse army? No, you're just my, this is going to be my horse army. You're going to move to Camalodonium. I do have some scorned families. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I typically never do worry about scorned families, which might be a flaw. And I think I heard some news about how they're wanting to redo how they handle the scorned families. Maybe just have less families and make the families more important. Because right now, this is a lot of families to just kind of sort through. Like, especially when you're playing in a major power like Rome or Macedonia or Phrygia or especially Carthage. There are just so many just big important families. Oh, looks like I have had a son born. That is amazing. And it looks like my son died. So that's a shame. And in the process, I think my wife has died as well. That's a shame. I feel bad for the guy. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get you a new physician. Someone maybe a little bit more loyal. You work out. He's unmarried. I feel terrible for him. He's a bumbling fool on the battlefield with that 0 marshal. And now he unfortunately had his beloved wife, Britanivenda? Sure. He had his beloved wife pass away during childbirth. And to make things even worse, his 9-year-old is suffering from early onset male pattern baldness. His 9-year-old, I have a feeling, is going to turn out quite hideous. But you are looking at our new king, or our future king, potentially. So we'll just have to see. I am going to go ahead and arrange him a marriage. Looks like I have some barbarian trouble. I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to arrange him a marriage, find someone nice and young who might make him some babies, but who also has good stats that complement his. Ideally, I would want someone with high martial. This person, she's 36. She has high martial. Her traits are fine. I think instead I'm going to go with Rhea. Rhea seems better. She's younger, so maybe she'll make some more babies. I know he's 56. Can he still have kids? I mean, literally his wife just died in childbirth, so he should be able to. So I'm going to go with Rhea. That'll give us a little bit better martial, which should increase our manpower recovery speed, which is currently seems to be, well, I guess we're suffering through what we did at the end of that last war, where we're spending most of our manpower, actually all of our manpower, to reinforce the armies in the field instead of reinforcing our manpower reserves. All right, so we could lose, let's see, what's happening. An unlikely proposal. Bolstering with incitement. Lucterius summoned his domestic aid. After far too long alone, he decided to extend an offer of marriage to the charmless young woman Rhea of the Cenorian dynasty. With regret, our envoys bring news that the head of the house Cenorian, Lucterius I Cenorus, has stepped in to raise issues with this proposal, citing the great gap in age between Lucterius and the young woman Rhea. Clearly, he is merely attempting to get more out of us for the dowry. Perhaps negotiation is the only way to win the love of Lucterius. You know what? I honestly do not care for Rhea that much. Could care less. She is very young. And what's his name? Cenorian Lucterius I has unfortunately just cost his family a marriage with the king of the most civilized country in Western Europe of the time. What a shame. Instead, I am going to go back to my gut. And we're going to marry... Oh, looks like my barbarians are here. Civilization value decreased by 20. Wow, so... Oops. Yes, arrange the festivities. You have a new wife. You, get up there. That actually might be a difficult battle for them. I'm going to also send my cavalry army. They're just going to go north. We'll see what happens. I'm really not in a good place to have to fight off barbarians, but fortunately they are being commanded by... Oh, he actually looks like a very nice guy, but unfortunately they're being commanded by an idiot on the battlefield. So hopefully these 16,000 men will be able to defeat his 20,000. They also don't appear to be full morale, whereas mine are. With that said, I could consider... Oh, we'll go ahead and drop fleet maintenance down. That'll earn me a few more ducats per month. I am really starting to rake in the gold here, which is exactly what I want. I want to start building buildings everywhere, including in a lot of my settlements. I want to start upgrading some settlements into cities. There we go, perfect. And it looks like I am going to win that, no question, no problem, done. And I'm going to continue on and retake my city. I think just because Londinium is such an important city, I might want to turn it into... it's such an important city in the modern day, and it has a port. I might want to turn it into the major city in this province. That is a shame for Camelindinium, because it has been a bright light in my kingdom so far. And it is much more civilized. I could think about pumping a couple pops in here and turning this into a city. I really don't particularly want two cities in one province, but I would love to have a port city, a major port city. Like here, even this is a settlement. I am going to go ahead and save up the money to turn this settlement into a city. Oh, and look at what happened. I now have the enslavement efficiency plus 20%. National slave output is also going to go up, so I'm going to get even more money now. And once I start gaining some manpower back, I'm going to consider going to war if I can find any countries without a tangled web of alliances down in the south, because that will allow me to just really rack in the slaves. I would love to just pull a lot of slaves back into Britain, especially if they can go into Venta, because I would like this city to be one of the largest in the world. It actually is above its population capacity, so I'm going to go ahead and build... Let's go ahead and build 2 aqueducts. That's all that I can squeeze in the city right now. Maybe when we come back, when we finish this install provincial procurators, I will go ahead and expand the number of building slots with promote infrastructure spending. I am still fabricating a claim on the Demonians. That's moving along nicely. I do plan on going to war with them when I get the chance, because I want to eventually, of course, move into Ireland. There are actually several pops in Ireland. I mean, it's not that populated of an island at the moment, but I want to conquer it, one, so that I can unite Albion, but also because the Iceni will conquer all. I do have some disloyal characters. There's Akko. I am not really concerned with him. He is rather old, so hopefully he'll die soon. He does... Is he supporting? Who's he supporting? Support for... I believe that's my son, so that will be my next king, right? So that's good. Raising a host. Okay, she's the general of the 3rd Warband. She's going to raise a couple light infantry, or she'll lose some loyalty. Right now, her loyalty is pretty high. It's at 77.1. Let's see if that's raising or decreasing. It is slowly decreasing, and I have a feeling that it will start decreasing by a little bit more if I let her do this, but she is also pretty old. I'm going to go ahead and let her do it. Knowing her, she might disband those because she can't afford to pay for them anyway. Had that happen a couple of times. I'm going to go ahead and start thinking about just disbanding some of my interior forts. For instance, I have a fort here anyway. I don't really see a reason to have both of these forts. The only question is, do I want the fort on the port province, or do I want the fort here? This one is guarding more pops and higher civilization value, so I'm actually going to take the fort here and get rid of it. It's going to allow me to make just a little bit more money. I am paying 5 gold per month in fort maintenance. Are there any other forts that I want to do away with at the current moment? No. In fact, I almost want to build a fort up here. If I built a fort up here, it would stop barbarians from traveling down south. You already have a building. You already have a building. Eventually I'm going to capture this, so I'm not too worried. I am continuing to just save up money. Oh, dreadful. The Duratid family have spent their wealth on raising an army of disloyal troops in Durobriviate. So he loses 40 loyalty. This is that guy. He's a pretender. How many troops does he raise? Where is he? Where is Durobriviate? Is this him? No. Yep, this is him. That's a big army. I wonder if he just raised all of them right now. He won't let me select any of his non-loyal cohorts. I would have taken this light infantry back. It's going to be okay. It's going to have to be okay. I'm going to have to just continue to rebuild my army. It says that I'm losing men per month. It looks like I am. Where can you go that won't have you lose men per month? How about Camel and Dunham? Ooh. That's okay. That's unfortunate. Let's see if there are any laws that I can change. Okay, I could increase my slave efficiency, but it's also going to increase the desired ratio of slaves in cities. I don't know if I want to increase the desired ratio of slaves in cities because I do want to increase the number of citizens I have, and I feel like that's a little bit more important. This currently is national manpower up 10% plus, and starting experience up 10%. That seems good. Discipline up, monthly military experience plus 5%. That seems very good, especially if I were to start drilling. I could really move my way down this line. Of course, there's nothing I was as excited about getting as that one, so we'll see. Ooh, you are really going to help me move quick. I will now have my next martial advance before my truce with them is up. That's a good sign. I need 200 gold to turn this into a city. I will do that when I get a chance. It produces fish, which I should actually look at what the food situation here. Alright, so we're producing some livestock, which helps. Alright, we're getting plus 29.47 food per month. That seems pretty good. Marian Civil War ends. Oh, that is interesting. Let's take a look. It looks like the Marians... Okay, it looks like the Marians did accomplish their goal and reunite their country, but in the process, I do believe the Mahaisha did have a chance to take some of the southern portion of the Marian Empire. That is pretty big. I do think the Marians are out of the purview of this specific playthrough, just because, well, one or both of us would have to capture a lot of territory for us to see each other in this game. But it is interesting to see just how the other nations are doing. But I do feel like the nations that I am most likely to come into contact with are going to be either Rome or Carthage, as I hope to expand along the coast of Gaul. And maybe even it would be nice to take as much of Gaul as possible. I am going to go ahead and build a city here. It is time to start building more and more cities in the region. I'm only doing this because I have another food source. And if I start to run low on food, I will start pumping more and more slaves into this region, or this settlement, so that I can produce more and more food. Akko is still pretty disloyal. Is there anything that I might think about wanting to do to increase his loyalty? I could bribe him. He would get 20 loyalty. That does me no good. I could bring him to trial, but there's a chance that that could go poorly for me, and there's a chance that he could just start a civil war if I bring him to trial. So and I have a very low success chance for success. So I don't think that's going to be happening. I think I'm probably just going to wait him out. I don't think he's going to live forever. Although his health is increasing. So I've increased the population capacity in Venta. I would like to actually maybe increase that again. Let's look. So it looks like right now I haven't one pop wanting to migrate away. My migration attraction is still pretty high. That's good. I think I will build another library because I want Venta to be such a center of learning. So yes, I am going to go ahead and build another library. And I am, at this point, gaining money so fast. Almost 10 gold per month. That's amazing, considering where we started. Also, considering where we started, 20 research points per month is spectacular, too. I am starting to regain my manpower at this point, which means all of my armies have been fully fully reinstated. Change some of these tactics around. I think I'll go with deception for them. Oh no! Someone has died. He's a researcher. Put you in charge of oratory advances. That increases your loyalty. It also means that our next oratory advance will be in 534. How many men do these people have? I don't see them stopping me at all. They are allied with the Irish tribe. Pirates have attacked my nation. That's okay. They've allied with the Irish tribe. That's all good, fine, and dandy for me. I will use this as an excuse to take both of these countries because it is time for war. I'm gonna go ahead and move my cavalry army. Onto the fort. I should move some of my light infantry up. Are you marching to the front? Yes, you are. So he may not be loyal to me, but he still wants a little piece of the glory. Looks like I have confused the AI a little bit. They just don't know what to do. They know they're trapped. They know they will lose. They know they don't have the men. They know they don't have the resources. Are you still loyal? You are losing loyalty. Alright, so here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and let her recruit her light infantry. And I'm also going to just go ahead and bribe her. It's going to increase my corruption by a little bit, but it's also going to increase her loyalty. I think that is beneficial. I don't want to have any loyalty problems with her because she is a general of a pretty big army of mine. It looks like I have been victorious in our battle, so we are going to siege down Selgovahe. We are also going to get some light cavalry discipline up. We can't go any farther until this fort falls. The fort is unmaintained. I don't think was at full maintenance, but I also can't assault it because I only have horsemen here. That's gonna be okay. Let's look at our pretender situation, shall we? Emanitius Sonorus, he is the primary heir. He actually has a lot of money for a 12-year-old. He actually has almost as much money as the entire country has. He actually looks to be shaping up to be a pretty decent character. He's going to have high charisma and pretty average martial finesse and religious power. Yeah, I do hope he becomes king. The one downside is he looks to be suffering from male pattern baldness. I might think about hitting this, demand oaths of allegiance. That will demand primary heir attraction by plus 25. It might increase my stability a little bit. Or my legitimacy a little bit. That's good. Always happy for an increase in legitimacy. Oh, here's going to be an actual battle. I will move them in just in case. I hope my horsemen can hold out in time. I'm not sure they'll be able to. I might lose this. It's all going to depend on if my second army arrives in time, and I don't think they will. I am going to suffer a humiliating defeat at the hands of a tribe from Ireland where I lost almost half my men and all of my reserves. That is unfortunate, but my main army will come in and handle this. Well, I assume they're going to handle it. It looks like this lady, Vidalima, is not going to go down without a fight. She does eventually lose, but in the end, this was a terrible day for the Icenian army. We lost a huge number of horsemen, we lost a large number of light infantry, and we have proven that we cannot be so cocky to just think that we own the rest of this island. It will still have to be fought for. We will still have to win the day, and it will be a hard-fought win, but it inevitably will be a hard-fought victory, as our numbers at this point, I think, are just too much, and our economic power is just going to be too much for any of the other countries that could possibly stand between us and uniting all of Albion. Looks like they are going to go ahead and bypass trying to relieve the siege and instead focus on sieging down some of our provinces. That is a decent strategy. They might be able to take some slaves, but in the end, I'm going to take them right back because I'm going to take all of their land. That's just how it's going to happen. Now they have to come and try to relieve this fort. They have about 13,000 men. I have about 17,500. We'll see what happens. My disloyal general is the one in charge. I did get a event. I could lose 50 gold, and Divicacus, who's my high priest, might lose 20 health, but I would gain 10 popularity. That would put me at 100 popularity, or I could lose 10 popularity, become friends with my high priest, and still lose 50 gold. I think I am going to go ahead and just have him flogged, which may have been the wrong decision, because now I am getting a warning about a civil war that will break out in 40 months. This could be disastrous for us and for the Icenian people. With that said, 40 months is quite a while down the road. I do have some time to maybe build up a little bit before we get there. It seems that really the culprit is Acco Duratus. He is the reason why war will break out. I could think about doing things to increase his loyalty, which right now he is not a fan of me, not a fan in the slightest. And if it gets too close to... Oh. It looks like my city has officially been proclaimed. And I have a new city on the southern coast of England. Maybe that will even actually start to bring in... I don't know. Can ports... Can they pull migration from... Like, where are you coming from? Lindus? Okay, so right next door. Can they pull migration from across sea tiles? I know that maybe probably just sea tiles that they're touching, so they're actually still a ways away. So maybe no migration from mainland quite yet. Maybe here though. Maybe I should turn you into a city. Oh, you are a city. Oh, how nice. So I have 2 major cities already in this province. So it looks like London maybe won't be a major city in this playthrough, which is kind of unfortunate. I am going to go ahead and when I get a chance, just increase your civilization value so that I can build some aqueducts. I want to start pulling pops from the mainland into Icenia. And I definitely don't want there to be a civil war. Can I just attack him? No. Here they come. This is going to be a hard-fought battle. I'm really going to have to eat my words if I actually lose this battle. It does not appear that I will. It does appear that in the end, my forces will be victorious. But wait, here's 10,000 more men on the horizon. This could be disastrous for us. I'm going to go ahead and have to start moving troops up from this from the south. This has been just a horrendously fought war on my part. I did not take them seriously enough. I did not move my forces to the north like I should have. I thought I could do it with just the army I had in the north. We are going to have to win this battle if we want... Alright, we are going to win the battle, which means we do stand a chance against these 10,000 men. It actually does look like this might have worked out for us, but this could have been disastrous. I am still going to bring the men up. We'll see. Will the great Akko, who might cause a civil war very soon, be a Icenian hero before he is an Icenian villain? I want a nice, loyal general here, although it would have been helpful if you had something that increased enslavement efficiency. Either way. I'm going to go ahead and move my 5,000 horsemen in. No, I'm not. I'm going to take them and start retaking some of the land up north. They are just pouring wave after wave of soldiers, including this regiment of 0 men, into the battle. But I am actually no longer making any siege progress. No, you all stay. You all stay. Now, I can't help where you go. You hate me. I want to save my money, at least for a little while. I know that I might need it soon. Especially if I have a civil war. Which, actually, that message seems to have gone away. And wouldn't you know it, barbarians are now at the gates. This is just... I might have taken the fight for Scotland and for Ireland a little too lightly. I'm going to have to take it from barbarians. I'm going to have to take it from other Britons. I'm going to have to take it from the Irish. But a major blow has happened to our enemies, and we have captured their capital. And we are going to push on, and maybe even push into Ireland. Although at this rate, I might decide that it's not worth it, and I need to recover my manpower a little bit, rather than immediately push into Ireland. Ah. Recovering is for the weak. I'll push into Ireland and see what happens. I have other armies that can come and deal with the barbarians. This is going to be 8,000 light infantry against... Oh, that's not going to work out so well. I'm going to leave you right where you are. This army, down here in the south, I don't know what you're doing. Let's go ahead and see about peace. So I could take everything except for one province. I really don't want to siege down another fort right now, so I am going to take this. This is going to give me a foothold in Ireland. And in the end, the Iceni, it seems, just did not have the stomach to prolong the war even farther. I did leave a little sliver of them in the north. I did leave the Irish tribe there as well. But I want to go ahead and deal with the barbarians. I don't want them to just ravage my pops. I don't necessarily mind having a little bit of a buffer warning zone between me and the barbarians. I did, though, want this fort. I believe that fort will be key. And did the barbarian nation just disappear? Is it... I guess maybe did they take over the Demonians and then become the Demonians? Either way, I'm just happy I don't have to fight them. I'm going to go ahead and move my men to the south where they belong. They are sweet, sweet southern children, after all. Oh, they want fish. No, they can starve for all I care. That land should be mine. I want it back. I still have a disloyal commander, the great Akko Doratus. You know, he may be disloyal, I may dislike him quite a bit, but I do have to say he was the reason we won that war, him bringing his loyal cohorts up and leading the battle, leading the charge, or really leading the defense of the siege of their capital was what really ended up winning us that war, even though it was not as successful as we had once hoped. As when they marched off to war, they were beating the war drums and singing songs of a complete and total victory, and while they did not get that, they did win, and they can come home proud of their accomplishments. Stronger men than when they left. We are about 10 years away from being able to declare war back on the Dubunians. That's going to be okay. And with that, we've been going for roughly 40 minutes. I think that's going to be enough for today. I'm just going to do a quick wrap up while my armies are going back down south. Bellii and Carthage are still looking to be the major powers in Hispania. Carthage is probably, it looks, controlling the Western Mediterranean like you might expect. Rome seems to be rather stagnant, not wanting to do much. We might start to see some shakeups in Gaul. It seems like there are some tribes with aspirations of something bigger than just small, sedentary life. Meanwhile, Phrygia continues to expand. There hadn't been much of a change with the Seleucid Empire, but it looks like the Seleucid Empire is at war with the Marians. Bactria is involved in this war. Look at Parthia. Parthia seems to be doing well. They may one day take over Parthia and become Parthia, in which case that might be a bad day to be a Seleucid. And of course, Egypt is looking pretty strong as well. Anyway, I have been Ben the Bold. You have been you. I am having a ton of fun on this one. You all should like and subscribe if you are too. And I will see you tomorrow.